This is the 50th year anniversary of the Tent Embassy. So you can just imagine how far the Aboriginal rights have been fighting for all this country in Australia. And you know, the fight's not over, it's only just began.
Most of you know I've been involved with Indigenous people and Aboriginal issues since the early 1970s. That's 50 years. And I've always done my best to help.
We're all one under that great sun, you know, under that sun up there. Gets us all the same. So I just want to welcome everybody and say that I can smell the smoke at last. Let's welcome the smoke. Let's welcome the smoke.
One of the Indigenous leaders contacted me about a week or so ago and said, we need 3,000 parcels, good Christmas cheer parcels. We need 3,000 for our Indigenous brothers and sisters in Western New South Wales and in areas around like that. So we're putting it all together. Here's just half of them, not even half. There's probably a quarter here, quarter in the church. We got another half to make. It's just going to explode. And all of this is Christmas good cheer and fellowship to our Indigenous brothers and sisters on Christmas Day.
Peak Hill, it's a bit isolated. They haven't even got a baker, they haven't even got a butcher.
I've been there.
And this is why we want to really talk about these areas, because Menindee and all these other, Ivanhoe and all these other places haven't even got shops. Oh, really? So they've got to travel 4 hours to get to Dubbo.
We've been challenged in food services to build 3,000 hampers. And these hampers are going to go to the Western districts, to the Aboriginal communities, right out as far as Broken Hill. And our volunteers are packing our hampers over the next 2 weeks. You can see around me and behind me here, we have a whole lot of hampers in place that are waiting to be boxed, and they'll be boxed into containers like this. They'll be loaded into a big removal van, and 1,500 boxes will be transported out to the Western districts. The products over here that we're seeing are just part of the products we're putting into the hampers. Each hamper weighs just on 6 kilos of products, and internally it has 14 different products, ranging from the wheat bix to the coffee, to the beans, to the long life milk, and then we go into the lollies and the cakes and all the different products that you'd expect to get at Christmas. So here we are in the church, and this is where we're mounting the building of our hampers. We are using a rotation shift of 10 volunteers per shift, and we're actually working 2 shifts a day for 2 weeks. So already we've accomplished a third of the production we're out to do, but by this week, end of this week, we should have done the first load into the bags, and then in the second week we'll top them up with the other products as they come into play. As I said before, there's 15 products in each of the hampers, and that equates to a 6 kilo hamper. So our volunteers are working vigorously and diligently to get this done.
We're going to look after the Aboriginal communities that need it out west at the moment with these times, and help out people that need some, you know, smiles for Christmas. We haven't had it for long enough. So with all these people that have been wonderful that come in, there's 4,000 boxes going out to Dubbo, and the hampers and stuff, and hopefully we'll be able to put a smile on some kids' faces.
And people will say, why are you doing that when you should be doing health and well-being and all of those sorts of things for Indigenous people? And I say, loving compassion is what is needed. As well as all the practical things that we do, we need to do the emotional things which are supportive as well, which say, you matter. And what more can we say, you matter, than giving people who are struggling to exist in the very land they were born into and their relatives were born into for thousands of years. What better Christmas gift can we give them than to say, you matter.
We got noodles, spaghetti, ham, potato chips, chicken chips.
This is what makes me really proud. The people making the parcels here and filling the boxes are all guests in our restaurant. So they're all people who come here in a way to get help. But what you find is, no matter how down people are, they can always help somebody who's further down than them. And we said, look, we've got to get all these parcels out. We've been working for a week now to get them all done, and we've got to get them out in a couple of days. Can you guys come and help us load the parcels? And that's what they've done.
Well, you got to say thank you, man. Everyone helps us, so it's a bit of return. What makes the work go around? We've got lots of enjoyable varieties for everyone to have, and puts a smile on the kids' dolls. 10 out of 10, eh?
So that all the guests who come here for a meal are now helping people who are in an even worse situation than them out in Western New South Wales. And doesn't that do your heart proud?
Here we are, 6:30 in the morning, and it's the final day of our big program. We've got 2 trucks here, and we've got another truck to come, 3 trucks. We're going to load them up with 1,500 cartons, each carton with 3 hampers in each, 3,000 the total, and they're off to Peak Hill.
Peak's one of the country towns that's going to be the base, that they all be distributed out to Wilcannia, Broken Hill, Menindee, Ivanhoe, Condobolin, Wilcannia, Brewarrina and Gownia. All these towns that have been like the travesties through the COVID. People out there haven't got no food, especially now with the floods, you know. I mean, this is all the disaster stuff that's really taken its toll on a lot of people. And just have a little bit of gratification, just to give a little bit of a smile on somebody's face.